welcome to another manager's blog with me, John. Friday today, and getting ready for prep for tomorrow's cup game. So tomorrow we're playing Axbridge in the third round of the cup. The game was originally scheduled for us to be at home, our first home tie ever in a cup game, because we normally draw it away. The only problem we suffered with this game was getting a pitch available. Obviously, we get the pitch available scheduled with for the league games, and the cup games is always sort of added in. With the cold weather and the cancellations and the stuff we've had, we're really struggling to get our own pitch in for 2 o'clock kickoff. We could get it our own pitch for a different time, but it wasn't suitable with our opponent. So we was left with no option really but to switch the time to the away venue. So instead of being home tomorrow at Axbridge, we're away. So the main thing is we got the game on at the moment. Obviously, we've had an incredibly sort of cold snap with sort of below degree temperatures. It's looking like the game's on. We spoke to our opponents today, and they're assuring us at the moment looks like to get their confidence the game's on, and that's the most important thing with the fixtures. Backlogs piling up with cancellations and the sort of cup run. It's imperative we get this game on, because otherwise we're going to be a bit of a sticky situation towards the end of the season where we got so many games to play and so little time to play it. So fingers crossed at the moment the game's on. Fingers crossed nothing don't change overnight, and tomorrow morning is actually the temperature's got to change a little bit now. We know it's got to sort of warm up to a degree, so fingers crossed. Like I said, all will be good for tomorrow. So our first competitive game back this after Christmas, because the first week again our opponents was in a cup game, so we ended up not having a game, and I think we just most of us got together and had a little game of five-a-side. Last week, more importantly, last week, because we had another free week last week, we did get a game on, so we had an internal friendly. Obviously, we got a big squad, and we was easily sort of been able to put a game together where a sort of yellow versus blue match took place at Imperial last week, and I picked both sides and sort of balanced the teams and stuff like that, and sort of was hoping as a manager, as much as you can get. Our lot is an incredible sort of a bunch of people that they're desperate to win. There was a bit of sort of added fuel to the fire last week, although it was a friendly and an internal friendly. They're playing against their mates, so there was definitely that incentive to go on and win that match, which it was. I'm pleased to say it was a great game. It finished 5-4 to the blue team. I was predicting it was going to be an even game. I thought the yellow team was probably before the game was slight favourites. It started off, I said, a very sort of competitive games, and the Blues went sort of 1-0 up instantly off a kick-off. Josh Gilbertson scored off a mistake at the back. Then the game, more or less immediately, again, it went back to 1-1 with Tom Blake scoring again. And I thought, oh, here we go, it is a game. But then the sort of game ran away, and the Blues dominated pretty much the remainder of the first half and was 3-1 up at half-time with Josh, again, Gilbertson getting a hat-trick, scored 3 goals in the first half. And what I was more concerned with was the yellow side was definitely sort of not on their game, and not performing to the levels which I knew they was capable of. So I addressed both sides at half time as sort of managing both teams. And I'm pleased to say, I mean, it went actually 4-1, Josh Gilbertson again. Then it went 4-2, 4-3, with goals from George PC and Jack Cousins for the Yellows. Then it went 5-3, which Josh Gilbertson actually scoring his 5th of the game. And then it went 5-4 with another goal from George Williams. But the pleasing thing, the second half, the yellow team, which was quite poor in the first half, absolutely dominated the second half, and they were incredibly unlucky not to actually come away with a draw in, and I think it could have been, if they'd have got an equaliser, they may have even got a winner. But the result wasn't important. It was for the players and the lads, because they wanted bragging rights. But for me as a manager, it certainly gave everybody good sort of 90 minutes and a good run out of to blow the sort of cobwebs away post Christmas. So that was a good that was a good game Saturday, and then we're back to training on Tuesday. Good session and a session plan, and working on a couple of things which sort of tactics and tactical changes, which obviously I'm not going to go into on the video. But that was a good session Tuesday night, and hopefully we go into tomorrow's cup game against an incredibly tough opponent for us tomorrow. It's the Axbridge. They're sort of way above us in the leagues. It's not the same league, but a different league. So we know we're going to be an incredibly tough game. Is it their place now, which makes that a little bit more difficult. But we got a strong side tomorrow. We go with Paul Cameron, Jack Gilbertson, Callum Rowan, Daniel Little, Sam Morgan, Jack Cousins, Dylan Peters, Billy Gilbertson, Josh Gilbertson, Tom Blake, and George PC. Like I said, we worked on a few things this week, specifically not just for the cup game, for the rest of the season, but something that we're going to be looking at in the cup game. And tomorrow we know we're going to come under the cosh at certain stages of the game. What we need to do is dig in, keep tight, keep chances to a minimum, and keep that ball in and play our football in. With the players we got at our club, we know we can do damage and score goals. We definitely got goals in us. We know that we score quite a few sort of number of goals. Tom Blake's absolutely firing this season as our top goal scorer. With Josh and George PC as well. I mean, we know the danger, the how they play, the pace on the break, and it's always going to give us chances of scoring in games. So it's making sure we play smart, keep that ball, look after it, keep them to sort of minimal possession as much as we can. So that's going to require a huge amount of pressing and doing the hard yards and the hard work tomorrow, because that is the hardest for a footballer, is putting in those intense runs, closing people down, pressuring and hurrying people. But if we're going to be successful tomorrow in the game, that's what we're going to have to do, and we're going to have to do well. We showed in the previous round versus Ilchester one of our best performances as a club, 3-1 winners again against a side which we wasn't expected to beat, but we absolutely sort of controlled that game, dominated it, but played our football, and was very sort of well-deserved winners. And like I said, if we're going to have a chance tomorrow, that's what we have to do. We have to do the hard yards, and sort of put them under pressure and not let them have the time to sort of dictate the game to us and play the way they want to play. We have to be on the front foot, hurrying, scurrying, putting them under pressure. That will allow us then the right to sort of get that ball down and play football when we're sort of in control and in possession, and do what we do so well. So it's going to be a good game, a very good test for us. Probably on paper our hardest test of the season should be tomorrow. But I got full confidence in the lads, the way we play, and I said I know my team, I know what we're capable of. We can give any side a game if we do the basics and do them right and do them well all the time. So over to the lads now. I said they've had a sort of good session last week with the game, good training session, and sort of well prepared, and they're up for this game, and they know is a chance to progress into the fourth round of the cup, which is going to be, we know we're sort of underdogs in, because it's a cup with high standards and teams a lot higher than us. But like I said, as we shown in the last game against Ilchester, we know what we can do. So over to the lads now. I hope we go out and we perform. If we're beat by the better side on the day, so be it. We can't do anything about that. I'm just all I want, and what I'll ask as a manager is I want us to go out and play our best and work our hardest and run all those the hard yards and put the effort in and the tackles, and that's all we can do. Once we do that, the game then would normally fall the way it's meant to, and the better team, I said normally and usually wins. But practice penalties as well tomorrow, so it could be in a cup game. You never know. We've been involved in those in a penalty shootout, and I gotta say we practiced penalties for about 20 minutes the other night with the entire squad, and it just goes to show, take the pressure off it training, because I think about 95% of penalties, they were all superbly taken and scored, and it's very easy to do it in training. So I got my penalty takers in mind again. I'm not going to sort of reveal on here, but I got my sort of 5 to 7 players, which I know I can rely on to step up if the penalty shootout's needed. But hopefully it won't be. Hopefully it's settled in normal time in favour of us. But let's sort of watch this space and see what happens. So yeah, so we'll check in after the game, post game tomorrow with a post game blog, a live interview actually with myself, and it's normally a player, a sort of man of the match, or a player which is selected to join me on that. So we'll be back in checking in tomorrow night with that. So sort of do keep your eyes peeled for that on our YouTube channel. As always, thanks for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe because it means. It means a lot to us, and it certainly helps us with the YouTube algorithm by getting just a simple comment in the section below and a like on the video. So if you've watched this video, please do leave a like and send us a message. And thanks for everything else. Like I said, for everybody who watches these videos, as I constantly do it on videos, is thank everybody as much as we can. We're sort of going very well at the moment with everything. So yeah, that's down to sort of everybody watching our content, and yeah, and thank you from me in behalf of Sam and Ash and everybody at the club for what you're doing so far. As always, check out our website, www.bristolunitedfc.co.uk. On there you see links to all our socials, whether it's Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. It's all on there. Club shops on there, and yeah, profiles and stuff like that. It's all on there. So head over to the website if you haven't done so and have a little look. But that's all from me. Again, thanks as always, and I will speak to you all post-match tomorrow, hopefully with a huge grin on my face that we've just had an excellent performance and an excellent win, and we're into the 4th round of the Cup. But let's see. But see you then.